Hi everyone, it's Justine and it's that time of the year again. Twice a year I do a curated review of the fashion trends coming for the season. This time will feel a bit different. The fashion that you're going to see now has been presented, shown back in January, February. That's how the traditional fashion calendar works. The clothes are always shown way ahead of the season they're created for. Back in January, February, the world didn't quite know yet what was coming, so you will see runway photos with people tightly seated together in first rows, indoors. That's because the shows took place pre-COVID. And yet, the fashion that you're going to see feels surprisingly relevant right now. Without spoiling it before I even start the video, let's look at the trend boards that I created with silhouettes, fabrics, colors, everything. I will guide you through all of that, and by the time this video gets published, the boards will be available to download on my blog. First one, historical shapes. A wind of past centuries is blowing, especially in the area of the neckline and the sleeves. The fabric is draped dramatically to create volumes. There are elements here and there that you might have already seen in fashion museums. By the way, if it's the first one of my trend videos that you're watching today, know that I always start by showing the more extreme examples, so to speak, and then I show you more wearable options. So you always get the whole range of what's possible within one trend. If you're looking for historical inspiration in fashion, McQueen is always a good house to look at because it's their aesthetics. This year they went for an exaggeration of the human proportions, very big puffy shoulders. The gathering at the shoulder seam on the red dress is characteristic of a Lego mutton sleeve style. Second photo, white shoulders as well versus a tiny waist. Corsets are a classic feature at McQueen. At Fendi, you see a variation of a Lego mutton sleeve and that massive ruff, and col fraise in French, which is reminiscent of King Henry IV in France or the Tudor family in England. On the right, we see a red belted coat worn over a lace collar and with a black silk bow. Here I think Three Musketeers for sure. Obvious references to monarchies, longing for times that feel less turbulent than the present time because they're over. Looking towards the past always feels reassuring, and we tend to idealize what no longer is. Now let's see more wearable options, building up on that same trend. At Chloe, it's a long virginal white and flowy gown covering the chest completely with lacy and transparent detailing. This could have been a nightgown in the 17th century, maybe. Elisab made a more business-like blouse, again with a Lego mutton sleeve style, dramatic ruffles, but then paired with 21st century trousers and accessories. Givenchy and Max Mara experimented with volumes on outerwear pieces. It's a refreshing change from all the minimalist shapes that we are seeing nowadays. Overall, this trend plays between huge volumes and corsetry. Lots of blacks and whites, which is not reflected enough on those two boards, but I run out of space. And then textures are essential, from a lightweight cotton poplin to a heavyweight jacquard. Next trend, natural color palettes with the clear dominance of earthy tones. When looking for stability and reassurance, which is what we are doing at the moment, there are two directions in which we can go. Either we look towards the past, which I've just mentioned, or we kind of go back to nature. So this second trend about nature is in fact not contradicting the previous one. They work together. If you want earthy color palettes, look no further than Hermès for inspiration. They are the masters of this kind of warm beige to brown tones. Perfect example here on the left, though I think the model is cool toned, so the warm tone clothes make her look a little bit pale, but okay, you get the idea. An easy way to integrate earthy hues into your wardrobe can be through patterns. Chloe is showing an argyle turtleneck, harmoniously paired with plain pants, quite the 70s silhouette in the end. Dior puts the plate pattern on woven pants, I believe this is wool, and Longchamp combined a lightweight woven blouse with a thicker pattern overlayer in a darker hue. So you see three different ways of doing it through pattern. Tod's is another alternative. You stick to plain, solid, muted colors, but you mix different hues, also very harmonious to the eye. Michael Kors, upper right corner. This is the classic forest green version, works well with many other colors, which makes sense for an outerwear piece, because if possible, you want your outerwear to be combinable with all your wardrobe. Notice that the tops tend to be fitted while the pants are more flowy, boxy, sometimes even oversized. Is this the beginning of the end of skinny pants? Who knows? Regardless, I think that's an absolutely wearable trend. Do you agree? Let's move on to pragmatic functionality. This is more than just taking design elements or inspiration from workwear and sticking that into high fashion garments in impossible fabrics. It's genuinely asking yourself, how can we design clothes that work in daily life? It should be pragmatic and functional, which is my goal as well when I design. The looks are comfortable and made out of just a few pieces. Tods, overalls with cargo pockets, plus boots. Done. Stella McCartney, this is a draped coat with a perforated pattern. Can you see it up close? You don't necessarily wear that on your way to the gym, and yet it's extremely comfortable. It has proper pockets. It covers the body as outerwear should. Bottega Veneta worked with zippers. The collar on that cape can be zipped up or not if you want more space. And you also see zippers on the sides, like for ski jackets. This is halfway between normal outerwear and activewear. Looking at Chanel now. Chanel under Karl Lagerfeld wasn't exactly a minimalist label, right? And now I see this little shirt and I think, ooh, Chanel is venturing into the territory of Jill Sander, who is the epitome of a minimalist designer, with the boots of the Puss in Boots. Very wearable heels. Think durability, sustainability, clothes that can multitask, technical fabrics taken from activewear and used in ready-to-wear. More examples. TB, almost monochromatic, the collar doubles as an airplane pillow. This black handbag by Off-White carries your Bluetooth speaker. It has the shape of it. These Dior shoes are actually winterproof. And I wanted to show you the Louis Vuitton look because it really illustrates that inspiration from activewear adapted for ready-to-wear as far as shapes, fabrics, and design details are concerned. There have been years when winter fashion did not look like it was actually created for winter. I think these years are over. And honestly, it's good news. Then luxurious loungewear. This is another trend that is surprisingly relevant, knowing that it has been created in January. Clothes that are perfect to work from home and still look good in a video conference. Sounds ideal, and it's even more comfortable than what I've shown so far. We're talking midi length, like at Victoria Beckham and Dior, or full length, like at Rochas and Jill Sander, or even full length and A-line, like at Chloe and Stella McCartney. You can absolutely sleep in these dresses and then get up and start a Zoom meeting. No problem. The fabrics are silk, cotton, maybe a thin velvet, anything that breathes. Mainly solid colors. Anything from a youthful crew neck, McCartney, to a more sexy halter top, Rochas. But always, and above all, comfortable. I think this works for all body types, no matter which parts of your body you like, which parts you dislike. We'll see a ton of options in stores this winter, and I think it's a healthy trend. By healthy, I mean garments that work with you, not against you. You do not need to have a particularly body type or size to wear that. Overall, we're seeing more dresses and skirts, less pants. The skirts are longer, midi or maxi, and the pants are wider. Less prints, more plain hues, and then when you're wearing one solid color throughout, what becomes interesting is then the material and the texture of the surface. That's why we see more and more 3D complex types of knits and more varied fabrics in general. At this point, you could say, Justine, the trends that you've shown are only the reflection of what you need right now, after everything that has happened since January. You might be right, but this is still what trend research is about. You look at a whole range of designs from everywhere in the world, and at the end of the process, you wonder, okay, what sticked, and what would I want to wear out of all that? And when I do it, I also try to find the contradicting trend to my hypothesis, if that makes sense, to check if what I see as a trend still holds true. What you see on the boards in this video is the end result, so to speak. So it's objective in its subjectivity. Thumbs up if this video brought you some inspiration and or distraction. Thank you very much for your support. if you wish to look at the boards in bigger, I put them in the blog post on my website, and I put the link to the blog post in the video description. There's one more thing that we need to address before we end this video. Have you noticed that we have crossed the 800,000 subscriber milestone on this channel? Thank you if you subscribe. Thank you if you talk about this channel to other people around you. Thank you for sharing my videos throughout all other social media. 800,000 is a huge number, and when I started YouTube, I didn't think it could grow that big. It proves that the clothes that we wear, why, how they're made, is important. And we all need clothes, so we might as well learn about them and enjoy the process. That's how I see it, at least. In the coming months, I will have more time for YouTube, so expect more videos from me on this channel, and click on that bell icon thing to turn on your notifications and be notified when I upload a new video. I'll see you very soon in a new one, and until then, you can also find me on Instagram. Take care. Bye.